If you were wondering, yes, I'm talking about people who throw the Berg. Sorta. Before anyone starts crying, just know I love all you aceholes. But it's okay to admit when you're a bit annoying. Sometimes you have a few too many Milwaukee Beasts and turn the Slayer up loud enough for the grandma in the park to think frisbee golfers are some sick satanic fucks. No, that's only half of them. And you can spot those people by their Dark Ace apparel. At least they'll be dripped out. Or what about those guys preaching harder than a Jehovah's Witness throwing rocks on Sunday about how their favorite brand is better than anything else? Tom, no matter how many times you tell me AGL makes good discs, I won't believe you when I see you smacking all the trees they planted. You took B1 with the trees a little too literally. I know one type of disc golfer that pisses off every 40-year-old who's been playing for 2 decades still barely breaking 300 feet. Think back to all those times some kid whose balls hasn't dropped yet steps up and throws a drive double your distance on a good day. Nothing deflates an ego faster. Even worse is when you used to be that kid and now you're old and trying to figure out how the hell you did it. Then you got that guy who launches 500 feet with such bad mechanics a former distance world champion calls him out in the comment section. Probably salty some pitcher on a bar league softball team throwing underhand is getting more distance than a washed up has-been. The only thing faster than Zach's arm speed is his Twitter fingers as he's ready to show off the haters on and off the course. I'll back him up though. Somehow, he actually can throw 500 feet. Unlike all those annoying trolls out there claiming to max out at 600 with a Mamba. Better than the guy who's out there giving me unsolicited advice on my form when he still throws from the short pads. If you're ever wondering when you should hand out tips, it's when you're asked. Or be like my boy Trevor, who hosts clinics for those wanting help but don't know where to start. I'd choose that over some idiot on YouTube talking nonsense for 10 minutes as they throw some of the worst shots imaginable. But nothing, and I mean nothing, is more annoying than someone who throws a Berg. I don't know what about this disc makes people so dumb. And for some reason, they become the loudest person on the course. Maybe I'm just used to Dewstain. But what I know for a fact is this bag roast is way overdue. I mean, the dude has more beer in the bag than discs. And you guys talk shit about my beer choices, when homeboy over here got Coors Light. That might be worse than throwing a fucking Rico X.
Rico X. Looks pretty gnarly.
I know Casta has a tight hold on your balls, but that doesn't surprise me. I feel like they were the first cult of disc golf after all.
Don't really have a lot of mid-ranges. Miami Rick. It's a K1 yarn.
The yarn is a putter. That ain't no mid.
Man, this is a mid, bro.
Pretty sure.
Approach disc.
What is that?
That means you're approaching the basket
The putter.
with a mid-range.
Alright.
You throw the yarn.
At least you have a yarn in the bag, so not a complete idiot.
Reactor.
You gotta be pretty high to use that thing.
I know I throw better if I just got high. Probably one of my favorite mid-ranges, the Meteor, the Z Meteor.
Probably need to chill out on the weed if the Meteor is one of your favorites.
Probably my other favorite mid-range would be the Fuse, an Opto X Fuse.
Why are all the discs you really like so shitty?
Oh, wait, another mid-range. Suck my cax.
Cax is solid, but I ain't sucking nothing without a 20.
Halo T-Bird 3, rarely throw it. And Glow Firebird, don't really throw it much in the summer, usually for winter.
The 2 best discs in your bag you don't throw.
Yes. Custom stamped first run Rive. I had him put the little Casta stamp on a Latitude 64 Rive. Fucking hilarious. It says 03, it's bullshit. It's like neg 2 on a good day.
A Casta disc not being stable? Who would have thought?
Ballista Pro, one of my go-to drivers.
Ballista Pro? Ew.
And Halo Destroyer. You have to bag a Halo Destroyer. This thing's been beat to shit.
Wouldn't be a 900 rated disc golfer's bag without at least one Halo Destroyer. Let me read you this quote from Dewstain real fast. I keep it simple. If it's under 270, I throw a Berg. If it's over, I'll throw anything else.
Yeah, I think I have more Bergs than I do discs in my bag.
Which just adds a cherry on top of this pile of shit. Come on, that's fair to say when I have to watch my fucking partner putt from over his head. To be fair, he was drilling them. But why is it that the most annoying people have to turbo putt? Which shouldn't be a coincidence that most of those people also use a Berg. I think it's the church telling them that's the way to live. Because if you didn't know, there's a higher power controlling people that use the Berg. So gotta cut them some slack. Then again, they were the ones to make that shitty decision. I'm just trying my best to knock some sense into them. And I'm gonna start swinging if they keep doing shit like this.
What's up, guys? It's Jefferson here. Just fucking sang that deuce. Want to let y'all know.
Like a fucking small kid's like scooter tire or something. I don't know. It just fits my fat fingers. My mother had to have a C-section because of these hands. So it just fits in my hand really well. You can torque the shit out of it. It's going where you want it to go. It's a fucking brick.
I don't know. If this is how a so-called Berg enthusiast describes it, how am I supposed to take it any serious?
Can you tell me why Berg throwers are so annoying?
I don't know if it's Berg throwers or if it's just Casta throwers, right? It's probably, it's a Casta thing.
I'm not the one to beat around the bush. No, I dive right into that muff asking Dustin the right questions. I had to ask how this bounce started, although I phrased it in a more professional journalist way, of course.
What made you choose the Berg? And then on that note, how does its dick taste?
Bergalicious. I started putting off with a rock because I was an idiot, but I would turbo the rock to putt, and then got back into disc golf during COVID like everybody else. Then moved to a harp. Then I moved to a Judge, and I tried a couple other different ones, and then I got my hands on a Berg, and I threw this thing, and I'm like, wow, it's so stupid. I love it. I mean, it is. It's a stupid disc, but I love it. It's fucking awesome.
Now, I'm never going to use this, but I figured for educational research, I would get techniques from a bitch boy Berg himself.
Thumb, center dot. Put your big fat bison fingers right around the edges there, like in the little creases. And then you want to do the stupid basketball thing when people shoot a three and they do a little fingers twirl thing. Do that. Snap it. Try to get your elbow in quicker than your hand, and then push off with your thumb to get the distance, and then give the basketball finger flick to get the rotation going, and you can send it.
With that atrocious teaching, Dustin had one more Hail Mary to convince me to like this disc.
Fucking go!
This is what I tell people. Everybody hates the Berg. I'm going to put it into perspective like a video game. You get this weapon. You need to upgrade it when you get attribute points and experience points. You need to put experience points in the Berg in order to unlock the magical powers that it has, okay? You can't just throw it in and toss it a couple times and expect it to do what you want. You've got to treat it nice, and it will be nice to you.
Sorry, but I'm going to pass on that ancient art of Bergology. Maybe some other time. I talk a lot of smack, I get that, but I got to take a second to appreciate all that Dewstone does for our local club. Or as he's called around here, Captain. He might lead the ship directly in the water, but at least he's in charge.
Started playing some more, and then me and Zach talked about starting a club up, and we took a look around. Nobody was doing anything on Wednesdays. We started Leagues That Warren, spread the word. It used to be called Wicked Warren Wednesdays, and we started getting traction. Like, at first it was like 8 people, and then the next week it was like 15, and the next week it was like 22, and then it got up to like 30, 40 people were coming out every week to come and play doubles. We're like, holy shit, like let's get this, let's make a club, let's do the thing. So we threw names out there, and I think Trevor was the one that said floppy disks.
Good thing for that name switch, or you wouldn't have this sick logo, which is best described as
a drunken bender looking robot, smoking a blunt, drinking a beer out of a red Solo cup, and shooting a disc out of his chest like Iron Man. And then we got the original logo.
But what idiot gets to decide which brand to put the team stamp on, and then choose Dynamic? You made such a sick logo that I want to represent, but I'm not buying that shit, dude. There ain't no way.
And then threw that out, and then it just blew up from there. Like, people were gravitated towards the artwork and the fucking shit that was going on. And then leagues just got bigger and bigger, and it just, the animal grew and grew, and now it's fucking quarter of my garage is fucking disc golf shit. My fucking van is full of shit. Like, all this crap over here is all disc golf stuff that is for tournaments and clubs, and fucking all that pile of shit over there is for stuff. My van's full. Dude, it's ridiculous.
I've seen lots of clubs around the country, and by far, Floppy has some of the best designs. Too bad there isn't a way all you people can rep this dope merch. Comment below if you'd rock this, or that, or how about that, so I can show Dustin how dumb it is not to have this out for the public. Then we'll just have to get a Berdogi Floppy collab going. Not just all that, but the dude runs leagues twice a week and tournaments all the time. It's a thankless job, and I do want to give praise where it's deserved.
And it takes 3 of us to kind of do it all. And it takes about 6 of us to run it during a tournament.
That goes for the right, left, and whatever else hands help out as well. Every club, league, organization, you name it, has people like this, taking on way too many jobs because no one else will step up. So next time you attend a dope tournament, remember that didn't just happen. There was lots of preparation and work that goes beyond what I can describe. They might make shitty disc choices, but they do a damn good job where it matters, and that's more than I can say. But imagine how much cooler Dewstain would be if he didn't bag a fucking Berg. I can't even say that, because it just wouldn't be the same. I'd miss the madman splashing in turbos from places I would miss. Everyone should remember as well, Dewstain might be incredibly involved in doing all sorts of shit, but he started as a scrub too. Not to say that he isn't one now as well, just he used to be way worse, is what I'm saying.
Freshman, sophomore year of high school, and we would ditch school and go play disc golf. And we go to Wendy's and get cheeseburgers and other shit. And then we were just playing all the time. And for my birthday, I got a PDGA number, 31293, an OG. And with it came that birdie, my first ace disc, 2010.
Holy shit, you're old.
Does skipping school and eating cheeseburgers surprise anyone? Because it really shouldn't. He much rather would spend his time running a sick disc golf club, and I don't blame him.
Open and community driven, like, if you guys don't like this, then we won't fucking do it. We'll just get rid of it. Like, what do you guys want to do for tournaments this year? Do you want to do a 3-disc challenge? Do you want to do putters? Do you want to do this and that? And just kind of let them tell me what to do. And I just funnel it all into a big ball of shit and push it forward. And then it comes out super shiny. They don't call me Dewstain for a reason. Try to run different formats to help people out and give the lower pool players a chance to collect on some money, because it does suck, showing up and giving $10 every week and hoping that you're on this guy's team, that guy's team, or that guy's team. And if you're not, you're like, oh, it's fucking $10 wasted. Like, better hope I get a CTP. Different formats will do odds and evens, where you take the upper player's drive on an odd, you take the lowest player's drive on an even. We'll do lowers as teams versus singles as uppers. We'll do mids only, putters only. I know we want to do a bag swap, where whoever your partner is, you got to swap bags. You're not even allowed to use your favorite putter. You better hope this motherfucker has the putter that you want, because you ain't using it. I can't wait to do that. Somebody's like, a fucking Berg, are you fucking serious? Just doing different things to kind of keep it not monotonous, because it is boring playing doubles every single week or doing this and that.
I will say, as annoying as it is to come into league knowing I can only throw 3 discs left-handed, but only every 6 shot counts while alternating between the long and short pads, I appreciate the effort in keeping the club fresh and ensuring it's fair for every individual, but also keeps everyone practicing, because Dewstain has some words for those people that don't.
Calling out all the motherfuckers that haven't been back in like a year because you're trash and you didn't want to put any extra effort into it. Talking to all the fucking people that don't do field work.
He can say that type of shit because he does help out in a big way. And I can do it because I'm the self-proclaimed douche of disc golf, and saying dickish things is kind of my thing. But this is what I mean about Dewstain.
The biggest thing that we do is we take all the lower players that aren't like the greatest, but they want to learn and they want to play a lot, and then we just help them get better. I mean, there's a handful of guys in the club that when they started, they were not good. And then year and a half later, like, they're keeping up with, the upper pool players. Like, they're on the cusp. Like, watching that player grow from a 790 to a fucking 903 is pretty cool. And we do clinics and shit to help people out. Like, we just want to help the community out and have a good time. Like, we like to party while we play, who doesn't? That's fucking what disc golf is kind of all about anyway. Meeting new friends, forgetting about life, and throwing plastic through the air and drinking 14 beers and 6 joints per 9 holes.
How can you hate on that? Sounds like a perfect Wednesday night if you ask me. And that all sounds great, but the future is more what I'm worried about.
Like, the big picture would be to like open a store. To get in the store would be ideal, and then kind of turning it into a brand, kind of like Dark Ace or Hand Eye or companies like or Trash Panda and shit like that. Like, they all have like a brand and a name. It'd be ideal to make this a name and kind of spread it everywhere and let people run their own floppy disk like leagues, where you can just get all the shit from us. We all run it. We run everything pretty much in-house anyway.
Dewstain and friends that are listening, floppy disk has what it takes to make an impact on the whole disc golf community. But you gotta realize there's more people that want to wear your dope shit than just the 50 dudes in the area. I'm giving you the start by promoting it here. Just look at all the comments of people that want to rep floppy. Guys, I'm going to need you to comment right now if you haven't already. Shout out Captain Dewstain for letting me roast his bag and sharing his thoughts on the Berg. It might not have made sense, but then again, I didn't expect it to. And for folks listening, if you ever get Berg curious, don't. I tried it out the other day with Dewstain, and well, you're just going to have to check out that video right here. Because all I know, my hands still smell. Oh, and here's what Dewstain really feels about the discs in his bag.
Berg, piece of shit, worst of all time. Rico X, meh. Halo Destroyer, can't really say anything bad about that. You hate Ballista Pros, I'm sure. You're just gonna shit on Casta, it doesn't matter. It's too flippy, it's a piece of shit. T-Bird 3, obviously you dig that. Little sexy bird action. You're gonna shit on me for not throwing it over. That disc will suck my cax or something, right?